Hello everyone, this is Pastor Mike coming to you, and I have some exciting news. We're about ready to relaunch some of our Kids Clubhouse ministries. We're excited to have the kids back in the building and to be able to minister to them and to see what God has in store for them. So here's what we have coming up, starting on November 1st. So we would encourage you, if you are a family with kids and maybe because we didn't have a nursery option for you and that's kind of been why you haven't been able to come to our in-person worship service, that you would consider this. And there are a few things that you all need to know before you come. First will be our check-in and how we'll get the kiddos checked in. That's going to be kind of a two-step process. So we're going to ask that everybody pre-registers their children through the link on our website to let us know that you are bringing your kids. So that's the first thing you need to do. Second, when you check in, it'll look a little different than when we shut down back in March. And this is all due to COVID protocol and trying to keep families safe. So this is what we're asking you as you come to check in your children. The first thing that you'll do is to limit space at the check-in area. We're only asking that one parent or guardian brings the child past the red barrier into the check-in area. That way we just limit traffic there. The rest of the family, y'all can just go ahead and go into the sanctuary and get settled and ready for worship. So only one parent comes behind the red line to bring their children to be checked in. So what will happen when you come to get checked in, you will see someone like our friend Aaron here, and they are going to do a temperature check for all children that are being checked in. So before we actually check you into the system, we're going to ask you to see one of our Kids Clubhouse volunteers, and they're going to just do a quick temperature check. Our protocol is this, and we will say anything that is 100 degrees or higher. So 100 degrees or higher. If your child has a temperature in that range, we're just going to politely ask you to take your child and just take them home to keep them safe. As long as they are under 100 degrees, then you will move on to the next step, and that next step will be you'll go see somebody at the nursery station to check you in. We will not be doing self-checks, so you will be checked in by one of our volunteers like Monica, and they will check you in, get your kiddos all checked in, and then they'll print out your labels. Again, one of those labels will go on the back of your child, and the other one you will hold on to so that after service, you can come and pick up your child. And again, after service, when you do come to pick up your child, we're only asking for one parent to come and pick up your child. The other parents, we're going to ask you all just to go ahead and go to exit the church building and wait for your family out by your vehicle as they get your child. One of the things we're doing a little bit different this time with our children's church ministry is instead of the kids going in with mom and dad after they get checked in for worship, and then we wait and we just have this mass exodus of kids kind of running down the aisles to leave to go to children's church. Again, because of COVID protocols and trying to maintain some social distancing and trying to limit how many people are moving around, what we're going to do right now is when you check your child in, one of our children's church workers will be there to meet your child. And once you get them checked in, you're going to give them a hug goodbye and wave and say, I will see you later. And then you're going to leave them with the children's church worker. And then that children's church worker, what they will do, like what Aaron's going to do right now, he's going to take CJ here and he's going to walk him around, and then they're just going to hang out in the hallway a little bit until just right before worship starts. Before worship gets started, what will happen is the children's church worker, they will take the group of children, and then they're going to bring them into this designated area in the sanctuary, and they are all going to sit together in this area with our children's church worker volunteers, and then they're going to spend time to worship with us, because here at FBC we still think it's important for children to see their moms and dads worshiping and to worship together and to gather together as a family. So they'll come into the sanctuary, they will worship with us, and as that third song is kind of finishing up, our children's church workers, they will gather up the kiddos, and then they will exit, and then they'll head down to the children's church room, and and then they'll have their programming down there for children's church, and then that's where you will pick up your kids following service. For those of you who will be checking people into the nursery, the protocol will be really similar. Want to give the parents a heads up that we will not be providing snacks at this point during children's church. We'll look at that later on as we continue to see how things are going, but if your child would like to bring a water bottle, that is fine, because our water fountains are shut down here. But if they want to bring a water bottle, that is fine, but please do not send any snacks or food with your kid. Any kids that are over the age of 4, we are requiring them to wear masks into the building until they get settled in to their classroom. While they're in the sanctuary, they'll wear a mask, and then once they get down into the children's church room and they get into their designated area, because once they get into the children's church room, they'll each have kind of a zone so that we can social distance them where they will sit for the entirety of children's church. They'll do their craft there, they'll do their Bible lesson there, and everything will be done in that one zone, again, to maintain some social distancing while they are in the building. Parents, we are asking as you check your kids in that we have a current and accurate cell phone number, because that will be the way that we reach out to you for several different reasons. One, obviously, if any of your kids show any symptoms of COVID, we need to be able to reach you so that you can come and get your child. And if there's any issues that we may have, we just want to make sure that we have up-to-date information so that we can contact you during service if necessary. I will say, especially for our children's church area, we will be practicing social distancing, and we're instructing our children's workers to kind of maintain that, but we know that kids can be rambunctious and sometimes they'll want to get out of their zoned area, and that's okay, we understand that, so we will use kind of a 3-step policy to try to calm them down, but if they get past that kind of third warning, we will message you and kind of ask you to come and have a conversation with your child. It's just really important in this time for us to stay open and to build out ministry with your kids, to have that social distance aspect during this. We're not anticipating any problems. We are asking that all families that are coming in to check in their kids, that they all use one door, and that door is the carport door. And last, as always, I think parents, we're trusting you to kind of do a wellness check with your children before you come to service in the morning. So if your children are exhibiting any of the COVID symptoms, a cough, shortness of breath, difficult breathing, obviously a fever or chills, any of the COVID symptoms, we're just asking you to please keep your children at home so that we can protect everybody. Finally, we're excited to have the kids coming back to the church, and we can't wait to see you all on November 1st. All the smiling faces, we know they're going to be smiling behind the mask, and we know we can just see it in their eyes that they're going to be excited to be back here with their friends, worshiping Jesus together, and we can't wait to see you on November 1st. If you have any questions about how to get registered or of the protocols that we're putting out, please feel free to email me at mike@fbchome.org. We can't wait to see you on November 1st.